Hannah wants a child. Hannah was married to Elkanah, but she didn't have any children. She and her husband wanted a child very much, and Hannah was very sad that God had not given her children. They lived a long way from Shiloh, where the people of Israel used to gather to worship before the temple in Jerusalem was built. So they only went to Shiloh on very special occasions. The rest of the year they worshiped God at home, like we're doing now. One year, when Hannah and Elkanah went to the festival at Shiloh, Hannah went into the sanctuary to pray. When Eli, the priest there, saw her lips moving but no sound coming out, he thought that she'd had too much wine to drink and was drunk right there in church. He started to fuss at her, but she explained that she wanted a baby so much that she was praying her heart out to God. Eli then told her to go home in peace and that God would hear her prayer. That next year, at the very same time, Hannah had indeed given birth to a son, and she named him Samuel, which means, I asked for him from God. When Samuel was big enough to help out, Hannah brought him to Eli at the special place to worship God in Shiloh, to help the priest and learn how to be a priest himself. Hannah was so happy that she sang a hymn of praise to God because she too now had a child. No one could make fun of her anymore. In her song, she told about all the ways that God helps people who have problems, and especially the poor and weak people. Mary, the mother of Jesus, sang a hymn very much like this one when she was expecting a child too. When Samuel grew up, he became a priest too, and even anointed 2 kings of Israel, Saul and then David. This means that God told Samuel who was to be the king, and Samuel put some special oil on their heads and prayed for them that they would be good kings. Here are some things you might want to talk about with your family this week. Do you know how you came into your family? Were you born soon or after a long wait? Jean and I were married for 7 years before our son Robert was born. That made him extra special to us. How do you know that you are extra special to your parents? Samuel grew up to be a priest or minister for his people. At first he helped Eli. Later he would tell the people who God had chosen for their king. What do you want to be when you grow up? How will you help the world when you are big? Some children are born to their parents. Others are adopted into their families. It doesn't matter how you became a part of your family. Like Samuel was for Hannah and Elkanah, you are very special to your parents. Draw a picture of your family. How would you show that each person is special and loved? You are not only special to your family, your church family loves you too. We miss seeing you every Sunday in church. We look forward to seeing you when we can all be together again. It will be like a special festival when Hannah and Elkanah and Samuel all came to Shiloh to worship God.